All right, we're getting ready to turn on the lights and get things kicked off here in just a minute or two. Ken Johnson from Benelli will be joining us. Ken, if you want to turn on your audio and camera as well, we'll get things all proofed up and connected. I know there's a bunch of people jumping in right now, so we'll give everybody about 1 more minute or so to get signed on. There's a lot of good questions in advance, and so we'll kind of get everybody queued up and get the orientation going. So stand by for just 1 more minute. We'll get things rolling. It looks like, Ken, you're jumping in.
Yes, sir.
Excellent. You got some audio there too, buddy. Beautiful, beautiful. So I would say right now we're at 1 minute after 6, so I think we should probably kick things off. Here, you want to jump on into?
I am ready.
All right, so we have the good fortune of being able to use technology to create as close we're going to get to that Rice Creek experience. You know, we all wish we were queuing up this week to get ready for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, being down at the Reed's Gun Fair in Little Falls, but given where things are at, we're going to kick things off and make the best of it. So one of the things we're going to do with the Zoom session that's a little different is we're going to pretty much go mute on all the attendees except for Ken and Aaron, so I can kind of talk through things for a while. And then we're kind of budget about 30 minutes for this, and then we'll have a Q&A session after that. The one thing you'll see here is you're welcome to chat, and I'll try and moderate some of the chat questions coming through and catch them, or we'll catch them up at the end. And we'll kind of talk through things and a dialogue back and forth. It's important to know, use that chat function as we're getting through it. We'll have time to be able to catch up as we work through things, but really what we want to do is make sure everybody knows the deals that we would have had at the gun fair, get up to speed on new guns and some of the new innovations Benelli's launching this year that typically you get to the gun fair, you get to shoot the new guns, you get to see some of the new innovations that are always out there, and that's part of the fun of it. And so Ken's going to do his best to talk through and show us what he's got kind of for new releases for 2020. I like it. I like it.
My best.
I like it. Your best, if you will. Nice, nice. So I think without further ado, let's kick it into gear here and get things started. There'll be plenty of time to talk through deals. Everything we're going to be doing at the Gun Fair will be running through this Sunday via calls and emails to the Reed's team, and we'll kind of talk through that. But I think, Ken, given your 30 years here in the gun business, we'd like to kind of tap that first and just tell us what you see going on out there before we get down to the details of talking specific guns and deals and innovations. But I mean, with all the let's call it uncertainty out there in the marketplace and dealing with the coronavirus, everything else, just tell us what's going on here domestically. Obviously, Benelli's got Italian production, they got their own crisis. What are you seeing out there? Give us a little background.
Well, first off, I'd like to say it's a pleasure to be with everybody today. I can't see everyone, but it's nice to be around people. If this is around people, the way we live today. I miss the smell of gunpowder. I wish we were at Rice Creek this weekend, but you know, we'll do the best we can and we'll run you through some things. Things are very uncertain in Europe. We are seeing factory closures. We're seeing staggered production. One of our biggest issues, and if you're a Benelli fan or a fan of European firearms, is that all of our guns are factory and also government tested to make sure that they're safe. So we pressure test 2-3 times normal pressures to make sure everything's done. Well, with the government shutting down, it means that we're not able to test those guns right now. So we're going to see a backlog for a while. You are fortunate to be connected to a dealer that has a very generous inventory that we've done a good job of making sure that they have everything on hand. So this is probably a good time to buy, I would say, if you're looking forward to the fall. So
well, and Ken, to that end, I mean, we were loaded up, ready for the gun fair right up until a couple of weeks, you know. So candidly, it's probably worked out the timing of things. And one of the things that I know you and Aaron are going to talk about is, you know, this good old fashioned mailer went out that everybody's probably got in their mailbox. Yeah. Obviously, we hit send on the mail, and things changed rapidly thereafter. So we will be hitting on some of these deals as we go through it. And you know, Aaron, I think you probably explained some of these, but the focus of what I think we're going to work on in this session is really, you know, the autos, if you will, the strength of the autos and strength of Benelli is in that Super Black Eagle 3, the M2s, the Ethos, and then going into Franchi affinities and such. So I think kind of kicking off, you know, if we walked into your booth and we're ready, like a good old fashioned, like wannabe, there'd be stacks of these guns sitting on tables with wheeling and dealing kind of feel. And I think we probably owe it to everybody to hear what those would have been, and here's what we plan to. And Aaron, you want to kind of kick off with what we had for deals lined up, at least those key features, and kind of you guys will take it from there. I'll get out of the way.
Yeah, Aaron, if you'll take it, I'll fill in when I need to.
Yep, I got plenty of fill-ins. This is a critical one. Guys, everything we have on the website now, Ken and I are only going to be able to go through so many models in a half an hour, but we really have all of the Benelli stuff we have in stock set up with Rice Creek pricing. So make sure you're using the coupon code online. If it gives you any headaches whatsoever, call us. We're in here answering phones every day. We have a whole team of people doing it. But for all of those with the flyer, this one's critical. This is a big one. I've got that little square right there. That's a happy spot. I've got Rice Creek pricing you'll see online. What you won't see online is a free case of Federal Speed Shock. There's another $100 on top of that price coming your way. You guys, the only way to get those shells is to call us. Can't get it done online. You can't get it done on Gun Broker. You can't get it. Call the 800 number, and our guys will set you up with the 3-inch Speed Shock. So those things in mind, let's roll right off with one of my favorites that Benelli's been doing, the Ethos. We would have had beautiful stacks. Instead, they're in the warehouse, but we have them. We have the Ethos 12-gauge 28s. Todd's got those marked down from $1,800 to $1,619.49. And I know that, if I'm not mistaken, Ken, the Ethos lots of new innovations in the last 2 years, but one was that bolt piece they machined in there that pretty well eliminates that little Benelli lock thing. You want to run through a few features in that, how that works?
We call it a kind of internally an automatic forward assist. There was, with the inertia system, it's a great system and it's the most reliable system on the market. But if the shells aren't exactly calibrated the right way or made a certain way or temperature, the bolt could be open a little bit. This system fixes that. It's an automatic forward assist. So the bolt's always close and it's pushed forward by a spring. So there's no click when you get ready to fire the gun.
Yep, that's fantastic.
Also, the Ethos will shoot a 7/8 ounce load, which we always recommended out of 3-inch Benellis, and 1 ounce 3 dram. So this will shoot a 7/8 ounce trap load as well.
Fantastic. Nice for our quail hunters. And to take your lighter Benelli target shooting, that will be much more comfortable in the realm of that. 1619, give us a shout on that one. We'll get you set up. I know the next one on the list, staying in the Ethos family, was the nickel 20s. Benelli got us a great deal and a great shipment on these. I believe he's got the nickel 20s. These are 28-inch barrels, guys. I don't think we dealt any 26s this year. That's what the deal was. $1,900 is $200 off right now. You're down to $1,709 on this guy. Am I mistaken, Ken? Can I get a step rib on this guy?
You can trade up ribs on that gun as well. Yeah, for sure. And amongst the Benelli reps in the business, worldwide, countrywide, we say the 20-gauge Ethos is probably the finest gun we've ever built. It's just light, beautiful, it's pretty, it's got great wood, and if you're an upland guy, you can't do any better.
That's perfect. So for all you guys and gals out there that are maybe already shooting Benellis, if you have an M2 Super Black Eagle 2, Super Black Eagle 3 with a step rib, love the way they shoot, but you're looking for a lighter upland gun, get this in your hands. If it isn't pointing quite right, I can get you that step rib and it'll point just like your favorite M2 Super Black Eagle 2 in a much lighter, faster swinging operation. I know there was a small group of Reed's guys that went on a pheasant hunting trip with multiple guns, and this may or may not have been fought over for 3 days straight. I can't remember on that trip, but there was some arguing and fighting about that gun in the morning. Let's get right into some of these guns that are going to qualify for the free ammo. I'm sure there's a few people wondering.
Hey, Aaron, one little shooting tip for those low rib guns is if the shooter will move their hand to the end of the forearm, like almost grab the magazine cap, that will keep your head down, and that's key to shooting those low rib guns. Just as a little tip.
Yep, stretching your forearm out lays you flat to the gun.
Yep.
Backing you. That's a good tip. So Super Black Eagle 3, a lot of great new innovations in this. I don't know how many guys and gals have looked at this one. That one has that same closed bolt technology, if I'm not mistaken, as the Ethos does. It'll lock up. This one qualifies for the ammo. So if you're calling in for this one, please mention that you saw it on this Zoom, so you can get that free speed shock. And he's got that one from $1,800. We're down to $1,598 on that. And
And you should have just about every color in that gun.
I just happen to have every color.
Yeah, Optifade, Duck Blind, Bottomlands, whatever you want. Yeah.
Max 5 and blades.
Yep.
So make sure call in for that ammo. That's important. It can't get any other way. I know this was a hot topic, definitely hot this spring and really hard to get. Will be your performance shop waterfowler.
Yep.
Reeds may or may not have gotten a few of those. Thank you, Ken, by the way. We appreciate that. This Super Black Eagle 3 has a pile of features and a bunch of awesome upgrade work done to it. Ken, you want to enlighten us on that one?
Yeah, for sure. You get the extended bolt handle. You get a little bit of lengthened force and cones. This is all done by Rob Roberts out of Rob Roberts custom shop. We partnered with him, and so you get extended bolt release, Cerakote on the receiver. I believe it's, they've changed. Anyway, what's the camo, Aaron? I can't see it.
Sorry, the lights. Optifade Marsh on this one.
Yeah, Optifade Marsh, and then with a bronze camo or a bronze Cerakote, and then so you get a lot of upgraded features. You get a sling, and then you get Rob Roberts' triple threat choke tubes as well. So
so $2,900. This one I got $25.99 for the Race Creek special, and again ammo with that one. Make sure you're calling in on that one. A couple of more favorites this year, definitely as far as SHOT Show went. These caught my eye. One of your Franchi Elites with the same concept, but falling more into the working man's category.
Correct. Yeah. We call it it's a product that we sell. It's made by Benelli in Italy. Has a 5-year warranty. It's a very I would say simplified product over our feature-rich Benelli product, but at half the cost. And as sales reps who like to sell $1,800 guns, this one scares us a little bit because it really works. And I honestly, I shot this gun all last duck and goose season. It really is a working, fantastic product with a lot of features on it. It's got a true glow sight, double colored sight on the front, and then comes with extended bolt release, extended bolt handle, and extended tubes as well. So it really is a fine product for the money.
Ken, how would you compare? Ken, how would you compare the inertia system in the Franchi Affinities versus what we're going to find in say an M2? There's a couple of guys that are on the call here that are interested in the Benelli M2s. Ira and Taylor are looking at that. How would you compare the inertia system between them?
Well, what we always say is this is a modified inertia system. So it travels on a bolt carrier, very much similar to what a semi-automatic would do, but it still uses the inertia bolt system. So you don't have the springs and recoil tube in the stock, but it carries on the magazine tube, and you have a bolt carrier. But largely, there were early times where that system was not perfected, but Franchi has perfected it. It works fantastic. It's really a nice system. It does really well.
Just a follow up to that, Ken, we had Paul was wondering, does that create any issues with cleaning the slide for the bolt in the Franchi as a result of that?
The main thing to do is keep the magazine tube very well lubricated, because that's where the bolt carrier is traveling back and forth. And as long as you keep that very well lubricated and make sure that you have the whole system, the thing about the inertia system is people said it doesn't need oil. Put oil on it. It'll sling out whatever it doesn't need, and it'll keep running. That's the secret to keep an inertia system running. Plenty of lubrication.
Right on.
Got it. That makes that an easy one. $10.99 is regular price on this. We got this down to $9.98.
Wow.
So, very similar features to your performance shop, Benelli, but scaring the hell out of Ken type pricing. So
Yeah.
give us a shout on that one. We're going to get you set up.
Ken, just to keep following on some of the chats that are coming through, a couple of gentlemen did want to have some conversation on the M2. We haven't really touched on that one yet.
Okay.
If you were comparing that M2 to the Super Black Eagle 3 was one of the questions. I know that we've got our gun fair pricing that they can call in later on it, but just, as far as functionality, and I mean, that's a historic gun. You compare that SBE3 with what it is now versus the M2.
Yeah, well, I mean, first off, like we always said, difference between the M2 and the Super Black Eagle 2 is a ½ inch.
Sure.
The receiver's a little longer to take the 3.5 inch shell. So that's the obvious difference. When we went to the 3, we made some upgrades. Bigger loading port, better loading gate, Comfort 3, which has really changed the game in 3.5 inch shooting, because you shoot a 3.5 inch shell out of a Super Black Eagle 3, feels like you're shooting a 2 3/4 inch shell. I mean, it's very light, very, very comfortable, very easy to shoot. So I would say that largely the big differences are recoil reduction, 3.5 inch capability. Other than that, technology is exactly the same.
New comfort system.
Yep.
Old comfort.
Bigger cheek piece, more comfortable on the face.
Yep.
Yeah, as you're shooting those really, really high. If you don't shoot high density shells, guys, shoot a 3 inch gun. Like if you're not shooting 3.5s, go for the 3 inch gun. I mean, it's a lot more versatile. It'll shoot lighter base shells, but on the other hand, everybody wants 4-wheel drive. So sometimes it's better just to buy the full package.
All right, so you were talking about Super Black Eagle 3. I'm going to address a couple of chats that just came through real quick to the group. They were asking, does the Franchi Affinity qualify for the free case of Speed Shock? And I don't believe that it does. So
It's on the flyer. The part numbers are specific, and it is all Benelli.
Yep.
There's seven specific choices there.
all SBE3s, and so that's the free case of Speed Shock, bonus Speed Shock, if you will, is on the SBE3s. And Ken, while we're talking about the SB3, I think you need to explain, this is a big push that we were going to release. This is that fancy ad you see with the BST on it. It's something that I know we were excited to shoot, but won't be able to. But tell us a little bit about what's going on with the SBE3 and this new innovation you guys were talking about. And I think you guys are you calling it Best, Ken?
Yeah, it's called Benelli. It's Benelli. Let me see if can I share this on the screen?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, hold on.
We're cutting edge in technology here, folks. Having a little fun with it. But I think what Ken's getting ready to show is that Benelli new surface treatment that they created some innovation on. I think it was this first year it's coming out right now. It was the first guns.
First year of the product's amazing. The warranty says it all.
So this one's this is an Ethos. So you would have shot this if you had been at Rice Creek, but this is an Ethos with Comfort 3. So this is the Comfort 3 system that we normally only have on the Super Black Eagle 3. So if you know Benelli product, Ethos is wood stock and then progressive comfort only. So we incorporated the Comfort 3 system into the Ethos. And then we also put a surface treatment on it. We're calling Best. Sorry, I'm losing my voice. I've been talking on video all week, so I apologize. But so this is what we call the Best finish, and it's black, looks like normal anodizing, but this is a very unique treatment. It's corrosion resistant to salt, to water. You can submerge it. You can leave it on the bottom of the lake. You can pick it up, and we have a 25-year warranty on the finish. So
25 years
25 years on the
of
finish.
finish.
So we have a 10-year warranty always on the function and the way that our guns run. But now we have a 25-year warranty on the finish. So, you know, abuse it, use it, beat it up, do whatever, we guarantee it.
That's amazing. I mean, in most of the industry, that's 9 years longer than you'd get on any other parts and functions of any firearm, let alone a finish. Guys, you do something to your finish and it's like rear-ending somebody in the vehicle. It's always going to be your liability. Benelli's new best, that's out of control. I've never heard of a warranty like that. You must be pretty confident.
The only issue is we're like Henry Ford. You can have it any color you want as long as it's black.
Got it.
So
For now, we'll look for new colors in the future, I bet.
yeah, for sure. No.
So Ken, is that going to come in the Ethos and the SBE3, or is it just?
Yes. So you can get 1226 and SBE3 and Ethos in 12 gauge only right now.
Excellent. Production there's some already made coming over, or are we going to have to wait till fall to see that?
We're starting to get them, but you know, as I talked about earlier, you know, we don't know what's coming in and out of Europe right now and the way things are going. So, I mean, I think you guys should have received some. And
Well, and we will check as there's requests for them, but just anybody that's on the call, on the SB3, we would honor that bonus case, a speed shock, even if the gun hasn't landed yet. We'll write an order for it, and then you
That's
get
fair.
your name on the first one that landed there. So we'll take care of it that way as well.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, if anybody wants an elite Franchi right now, I'll back up their shot shell order.
Nice.
Oh, you heard it here, folks. You heard it here first.
Nice.
Ken's backing up that. That's a great offer.
Yeah. Cerakote camo Franchi elites, or they get the deal, and I'll back it up.
Like that. So real quick, let's go right back then. That's a phenomenal offer, Ken. Thank you. I do have the timber, I have the marsh, and I've got a few 20 gauges left too for any of you upland hunters that we could work on as well. So give us a shout. We're going to get those orders. Ken, thanks again. Awesome offer.
Yeah.
Right on. So Jared, Matt, there's the answer. Ken, thanks for coming through on that. Interestingly, some of the chat questions coming through are heavy on Franchi affinity. So let's talk affinity a little bit, Ken. If you're good there.
Yeah.
20 gauge. Let me grab the question here. This is 20 gauge lefties. Is M2 the only way to go, or is there anything coming from Franchi otherwise in the 20 gauge?
M2 is the only left-handed 20 gauge on the market ever, or currently. So
Bet you can't bet the farm on who's got one.
I know you got them, Aaron. I make sure you have them. That's my job.
Right on. Okay, so staying with Franchi also.
No. Only left-handed gun out of Franchi is an Affinity 3-inch.
Okay.
I have those in stock as well.
Yep. And
Okay.
those are the only left-handed guns. So Benelli is, so let's talk about left-handed guns for a minute. We're the leader in left-handed shotguns. We make more left-handed models than anybody. Super Black Eagle 3, M2, M2 20 gauge, et cetera, et cetera. We also do the Franchi product as well in a left-handed, but only in 12 gauge. Only 20 gauge we make is going to be M2.
Excellent. And there was a bunch of questions on the lefties, so I think you hammered them out. Brian, if you have any other ones, just let us know on the lefties for Ken that you are chatting about there. Also, Ken, stay with the Franchis for a second in the 20 gauges.
Okay.
One was youth options in the 20 gauge, like a Franchi Affinity Compact.
Yeah.
The question is, looking for gun selection tips on that as a youth gun. Is it better to purchase longer barrels as they grow, or is it better just to sell that and size up once they grow to the next size when they're going to be really to an adult gun? That's a question that Stephen had.
Well, the smart thing we did with the Affinity Compact was that we made it with a 26-inch barrel and not a 24. And so And then we also offer spacers in the stock. So you start with a 13-inch length of pull and you can expand it. 26 is pretty much the norm for a 20 gauge gun. And that's kind of the understood standard. Sometimes people like 28s, longer barrels, whatever. But if you're just using it as an upland gun, a hunting gun, 26 is a good barrel length. It's a very standard barrel length. So what you can do is you buy the compact, the Affinity Compact 20 gauge, add the spacers as they grow. I'll be honest with you, I can shoot the 20 gauge Affinity Compact with all the spacers on it just as good as I can the full 14.25 inch stock. But the other part is you can just order the stock as you order the gun, and then you have the whole thing, and it's a lifetime gun. So, and we also make a Montefeltro in the Benelli side. It's a 2-stock combo. Aaron, is that 10832? Is that the part number, I think?
Yes, that should be the 2-stock.
Yeah,
compact stock and a full-size stock.
Yeah, that's a 26-inch barrel Monte and wood, Montefeltro and wood, and it comes with a short stock and a long stock, both in the box. And I call that a legacy gun because you buy it for your kid when he's, 14 or 13, wanting to learn to shoot 20 or want to learn to shoot. He's eventually going to grow up and say, Dad, I got to shoot a 12 gauge. Well, by the time he gets to my age, he's going to want to go back to 20. Then he can put the longer stock on it. So that's
just to key in on his question real briefly. You talked barrel length. Buying that stock is notably more cost effective than getting a barrel from the fine folks at the Benelli Corporation for the Franchi. Yeah. Dollar wise, it's not even close. You could almost buy a Mossberg pump or 2 of them for what you might get into a barrel. That's why they do it in the 26. Run the extensions, but order the stock when you buy the gun. Stocks can take a while to get. Then you've got them both, and the cost will be notably lower. And when he's not looking, put the long stock on it and take it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Compacts, real quick for everybody out there listening, I wrote this down so I wouldn't forget. In the compacts, specifically in Franchi, I have Bottomlands in my hands. I have Max 5, and I have the all black ones in stock. Camos are $7.99. Black ones are $6.99. Everybody's working knowledge. I believe the last one on the list, and not to leave it at the bottom of the list, but the original Affinity 3.5, specifically in Max 5, we got a great deal on those. They're $1,000. I think he's running these at $8.99 right now. I'm pretty sure.
Is that the classic?
No, that's the 3.5, the original.
Oh yeah, Super Black Eagle 2 Classic. Yeah.
Affinity.
No Comfort Tech. Oh, that's Affinity. Okay.
Yep, I jumped on you. Sorry, buddy.
Sorry, buddy. All right, apologize.
Right. Everybody wants the 3.5. We've got those marked down quite sharply as well.
Hey, Ken, again, this is more on the Affinity coming out of the chat. Brad was wondering on that Affinity Companion German Shorthair, any rough ETA?
July, August. Obviously everything's changed, guys. I mean, I hate to be a bummer, but things have changed overseas. We're delayed on just about everything at this point, so we're doing our best. But I really would love to give definitive answers, but if I gave you real information, I would be lying to you because we just don't know.
Got it. I've got companions for all of those Labrador Retriever lovers.
Oh,
I have those in stock. We're still working on the short hair version.
Nice. You still have lab retriever?
I got one there. These aren't easy to come by, buddy.
No, I know. Yeah.
Look at that shiny sucker, huh?
Oof.
Oof.
Oof. Yeah. I got a home for those if somebody doesn't buy them.
Hey, Ken, anything else you want to touch on affinities? Otherwise, I've got a Super Black Eagle 3 question from somebody.
Just, I mean, I would just say when it comes to Franchi product, I love to sell Benelli. It's the brand I ride for, but the Franchi product made in the same factory, great product, great warranty. People stand behind it. super product management. You can't really go wrong with it. So I would just always know that you have a second option. If Benelli's not in your price point, you can't go wrong with Franchi.
Yeah,
So,
their assortment keeps getting better and better.
yeah.
I'm going to come to Lee's question, and this is kind of a layup because I think it's a good one that's been around and it's on every waterfowler's mind. But compare Super Black Eagle 3 in the waterfowl edition to the Beretta A400. A little bit of a quick comparison betwixt those. Obviously, very different guns, but Lee was curious.
Yeah, I mean, I would, it's hard to. We all ride. We're all from the same family. So, we're Italian-made companies, and I think everybody knows that we work for a larger holding company, which also runs Beretta, also runs Benelli, but we compete on different technologies. And I would look at it as technology. Our inertia system is cleaner, more reliable, easier to manage, all the way down the line. Gas systems, I mean, I grew up shooting a gas gun, and until I became a Benelli rep 16, 17 years ago, I won't tell my age, but I would say that I was sold on the gas system, but it was nice to get rid of my pipe cleaners.
Yep.
Right on.
That's all I'll say.
Right on, right on. Hey, Ken, I know we're kind of bumping into our 30-minute window here. We would be remiss if we didn't say that there is a second session here starting at 7 o'clock that's going to talk about more of the sporting guns. We're going to talk sporting guns for sporting clays. We're talking 828s and such. And I think it is worth mentioning, everybody, this is going to go on. We expect to have Ken back next week. And even the week after, there's some more things to be talking about. And if you peeked over his right shoulder there in the camera view, there's a black rifle over there that we might talk about next week. There's also the 828 we'll be talking about in a little bit. But I think as we get ready to wrap up, we should probably unmute the attendees and just see if anybody has any questions from the field in general. So we're going to unmute. If you do a background noise, just certainly go ahead and mute yourself. But just hold on a sec. We'll see if anybody has any questions coming out. Otherwise, there's a few more chat questions that we need to answer. So everybody's unmuted right now. If you guys have any questions you'd like to chime in on, you're more than welcome. Ken, I have a chat question that I'm going to fill in the space here with real quick. One is regarding the Super Black Eagle 2 and the Classic. It's in our flyer at $11.99. It's a Super Black Eagle 2 Classic. Can you just tell them about that? They were wondering about how that compares to a Super Black Eagle 3.
Yeah, so the Classic is going to be we built that gun to look basically like the original Super Black Eagle 1, which the difference between the Super Black Eagle 1 and the 2, or I shouldn't say the 1,
the 2.
Super Black Eagle to the 2 was the Comfort Tech system. We figured out a way to non-mechanically reduce recoil, and that's the difference. So the Super Black Eagle Classic is basically like the original Super Black Eagle, I would say. So it's a featured down version. Still great technology. And Aaron, you touched on barrels not so long ago. Just very important part, and it's a point that I touched on earlier, is that all of our barrels are cold hammer forged and proof tested. So when you buy a Benelli barrel, you get a barrel that's been 2 to 3 times overpressure tested. It'll hold up. And even our base gun, any gun leaving our factory, including a Franchi, gets that pressure testing.
Right on. I always use the back half of the gun.
Competitors don't go through those rigorous processes.
I like it. So Ken, there's a bunch of, and for everybody to know here, there's a bunch of questions coming through in the chat about specific prices on guns, on specific guns. Know that just because the time of the day here, we will call you and follow up with you tomorrow with those exact quotes. There's a bunch of them coming through specifically on affinities or what are the deals on affinities. And so in our flyer there that came out, there is another entire Franchi Stoger page, and I just wanted to answer kind of the affinity questions out there. The deals on the affinities where the straight Rice Creek discount price, which you can get right on the website by clicking the coupon code for the gun fair. But the one that you need to be able to call in to get the deal on, if you buy any affinity of any kind, you can buy a Condor for $200. That's one option. That's the second gun at $200 on a Condor. And then if you buy any Affinity 3 or 3.5, you can get 20% off any Franchi or Stoger as a second gun. So it's kind of a double dip opportunity on any of those as well. Plus, you're going to get 10% off at any of your ammo. There's also 30% off any of the cases or accessories you buy at the same time as you're doing that. And that's all just going to be over the phone, guys. That's going to be the best way to do it. You can shoot us an email to hunting@reedsports.com or just call us tomorrow. And anybody who's chatted through here, we'll give you a ring tomorrow to be able to kind of square up on the deals and the questions that are out there, because in a group setting, it's a little harder to do. But that's the main thing on the affinities. That's an important thing to notice and know about. The other thing is, with these sessions going on, that we're going to touch on the sporting topics here. If you do want to sign back in, you can still jump on the website, sign back in for the second session here starting at 7. We do have these gun fair deals running through that we're talking about today all the way through Sunday. And then also just to be able to know, this is a work in progress. I mean, we're doing this really informal. We appreciate everybody just kind of rolling with it. We're all doing our best, and we would love any feedback. If you have any for us, shoot us an email or give us a call tomorrow. We kind of walk through it, or shoot us a chat. But it is fun. It's kind of exciting to be able to at least connect with everybody, like you said, to kick off here, Ken. So if you did like what you saw today, we will be posting these out on our YouTube channel. So there is a chance to replay. Obviously, the deals will have an expiration on it, but there's a lot of good information being covered here just on gun selection in general. So we're covering that. And if you liked what you saw, throw a note on our Facebook page or Instagram about this and just tell them you liked it and give us a review, anything like that. But I think it's most important that we just all say, hey, this is a great way for everybody to connect a little bit. If you have questions, give us a call tomorrow. If you can't follow up here on the chat itself. And it's fun to be able to connect with somebody, shape or form. And we're excited for the gun fair next year to kick things off. At this point, our postponement's really become a spring next year in 2021, but we're going to keep working through it. And I know, Ken, thank you for the time, man. You're a legend, and I appreciate you sharing some of the new technology on BEST and everything else through the session, and more to follow there. So, Ken, anything you want to close with or talk about?
No, just hey, let's all get out there and get shooting again sometime soon. I think we're all enthusiasts, and I know we miss our outdoors. So let's get out there and do it. And then also, if you guys want to touch base with the Reeds team and set up another Q&A or a get together, I'm always happy to do it. I think this is a great way for us to all connect and talk about our mutual passion. So
yeah. Right on, man. We appreciate it. Aaron, anything else to wrap up with?
Nope. Just remember, you have to call in for that ammo. And we didn't even hardly scratch the surface of all the awesome Benelli Franchi Stoger products I have. So shoot the emails, shoot chats, shoot us a call. We're here answering phones. And I want to get everybody a Rice Creek deal on any model that they're after. So contact us. We'll get you.
Thanks for the time, everybody. Be safe. Godspeed. And we'll see you on the next show. Take care.
All right. See you guys.